Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. Do you like my little thingies? You remember these from the what I got for Christmas? Aren't they cute? Anyway, I mentioned before Christmas that I was going to do a Q&A and I got a few questions in on YouTube and on Facebook. I forgot to mention it on Twitter, as you do, but I think we should have enough to get started. I have myself a coffee, actually not a cup of tea this time. So let's get stuck in. First is from Siobhan. It's Siobhan McDonald. Her channel used to be Let's Makeup, and she has a few questions. So first up, life in the UK compared to Ireland. Do you miss Romana, and would you ever move back home? Sort of Ireland in general rather than just Romana. Life in the UK compared to Ireland. I've noticed I have much more freedom here. Now that isn't maybe a difference in the countries, but more it's a change in location for me. So that is something. There's not a massive difference, to be honest. There's a difference in the people. I miss Irish people. It's just we have a different kind of humour, and like they are just funny, but you can, you know, rip each other a bit and take the piss a wee bit more, and you don't get funny looks as much. Like I really notice it when I go home, you know, it's just we're a different breed of people. So I miss the people more than anything else. That's the biggest difference, it's the people. Good things and bad things. I think where I'm based down in Brighton, and it's possibly quite unique in that it's very open-minded. People just let you get on with whatever. There's no question. There's no, oh, would you look at your one, which can sometimes happen with people from home, but that is just, I think it's more to do with exposure. So in Brighton you are exposed to all sorts of every kind of people, and because of that everybody's just sort of went meh, and they're much more accepting. So there's that. At home I think it's just a bit more sort of the older generations, maybe just, I guess you'd call it small-minded, or they're just not exposed to the same amount of things, and it's definitely unique. There's not a greater mix of colour and creed as such, but it's getting there. It's definitely vastly improved, and I notice changes every time I go home. I notice a bit more, and it's gradually catching up, so that's really good. But yeah, people is the biggest difference. Do I miss Fermanagh? I do and I don't. I miss my family, and Fermanagh is a stunning place. If you've never visited, you should. Lough Erne is just fabulous, and I love when I go home. I can treat it almost as I'm a tourist and I go and see nice things. Like I'll bring Simon with me and we go and do stuff. I think I miss family mostly, but I miss the big open spaces and all that kind of stuff. So whenever we go to visit Simon's family, for example, they live in the countryside, it makes me very, very happy. I grew up in the country, in the butthole of nowhere really. So it's nice when I feel happier when I return to the countryside again. It's comforting. Would you ever move back home? Ireland in general. I think I would like to, but I'm not sure if I have romanticised it in my head. Whether it's just, you know, Ireland is this stunning place. No, Ireland is stunning. I would love to actually, you know, raise a family in Ireland. I think that is more to do with the culture though. I would like my children to have Irish music and Irish language and dance in their life. Like they will have dancing in their life. They're not having a choice about this, you know, God love them. They're going to learn how to play various instruments and learn how to dance. But I don't know, I just worry that when I have children they won't have our humour and our sensibilities, I guess, you know. So I would worry that they'd miss out on the crack. You don't get that very many other places. So I would love to rear a family. Like I'm not intending to rear a family anytime soon, to be honest. I have other things to be doing. But yeah, that would be a reason for me to move home, and I would probably like to eventually move home. Whether that's in a decade or whether it's when I retire or whatever else, but I would love to move home because it's home really. So what inspired you to start a beauty channel, and would you consider going full-time with YouTube? Oh sorry, this is from, now I'm going to say everybody's name's wrong that I don't understand. It's the same way people say my name wrong. I can understand people say my name wrong, so if I say your name wrong, please understand I'm not doing it in badness. I recognise quite a few names from people who've commented on loads of videos and stuff. It's really cool. So this is now Serena. It's a TS, so I'm guessing there's a silent. So Serena, hopefully. What inspired you to start a beauty channel, and would you consider going full time on YouTube? Were your family supportive? So with 3 questions. Were your family supportive? And did you ever feel self-conscious if people from your work or personal life would find out you have a YouTube channel? What inspired you beauty channel? I got into beauty really late. We're talking late 20s here. Like I would have dabbled a wee bit, but not very much. And then in my late 20s, I started playing a lot more. And then suddenly I was getting products. Like I hadn't even got a YouTube channel at this point. I got products for review because I'd signed up to some club thing and they wanted videos. So I was like, oh, I need to get a video. So I got myself a YouTube channel and got that set up. So it was more kind of, I fell into it more than anything else. It wasn't a, oh, I've been planning this for such a long time. And you can tell based on my early videos, like they're woeful. They're really woeful. They were shot on my computer, on my Mac at the time, with the webcam, pretty high tech. Would you consider going full time? Yeah, definitely. I found that I really love it. Like I love being a software tester, and I've been doing it for a good 6 years now, and I really enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it. But I also really, really enjoy creating videos and learning new ways of editing things and figuring out how to do new things and improving my knowledge that way, and blogging and taking pictures. I've always enjoyed taking pictures. I have a huge collection of lomography cameras, I guess you call them, you know, just film cameras, because I've always enjoyed taking pictures, and I had them for, I got into it about 6 years ago, and I was introduced to it by a friend, and I was like, wow, this is fantastic, look what you can do with this. So I really enjoy that aspect, and the reason I would love to go full time is because I would like to spend so much more time doing things. Because I work full time and I do blogging and videoing, and I also have a vlog channel, so I'm at it full tilt. So it's basically like a full-time job as well. As all YouTubers and bloggers know, it's a lot of work. So I would love to do it just full time and to be able to make enough money through sponsorships and through paid revenue to actually go full time. That is the dream. That's my goal. Give me a year. Were your family supportive? I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell anybody for a very, very long time. I told maybe a handful of friends, but that was it. I think, yeah, my family in general were really supportive. They didn't, my parents didn't necessarily understand why or anything, but they weren't, oh, you shouldn't do that. They've been all supportive, and like some of my sisters-in-laws in particular, because one of them worked at in marketing for big magazines in London and stuff. She's been really good, and I actually want to talk to her more about marketing and find out more about it. And her sister, she's always, you know, very supportive and asking me how I'm getting on, and, you know, really pushing me and stuff, and that's really, really good. And I know the rest of my family would be just as much if I seen them as much. So yeah. Do you ever feel self-conscious about people from your work or personal life? I used to. Yeah, I used to very much feel self-conscious about people knowing about it, and I still am a wee bit. What do you know? But do you know what? It's all on the internet. They can find it anyway. So, and I'm proud of what I do. I work really hard at it. So I'm fine with it now. Definitely was self-conscious to start with. Definitely, because it's suddenly like, oh my god, they're gonna judge me and all of this. Oh no, sort of thing. So, but yeah, I got over it. It's been a while now, so definitely over it. From Rosina. This, I don't know if it was a question or not, but I thought I'd throw it in anyway. She said, did you say that you were training for the World Cup Irish dancing competition? Yes, I did. That's at the end of March. I qualified for Worlds with WIDA, and I will be dancing in the under 35s at the end of March / start of April. The competition overlaps the 2 months. So yep, not very long on that. There's a reason I am training now 3 to 4 times a week and stuff. There's a lot on at the minute, but yeah, I'm really excited because I think this will be my last year before I retire, because I have plans at the end of this year, but that's a whole other conversation. And then Rich, I think he was taking the mic. Tea in a thermos mug. Call yourself Irish. Bone China girl, it's the only way to drink tea. Yes, I know. But thermos mug, I love my tea. tea will last longer in my thermos mug, so it's the only way forward. And I don't own bone china, I have mugs and stuff. Oh. Now on to the ones from Facebook. What's the one YouTube channel? So this is from Claire Cullen from Claire, legend. What's the one YouTube video you would recommend if you could only recommend one ever again? And she said it can't be your own and you can't be in it. My love, I spent so long thinking about this and I cannot for the life of me recommend one video. Not in the slightest. There's one video I watch over and over and it's to do with my Irish dancing. It's like a motivational video. It's all talking about, you know, when you get knocked down, you get back up. Because the amount of times I'm in training and I just need something to lift me. I've actually taken the video from, you know, you can sometimes download videos or blah blah. So I did that and I use it just to keep me going sometimes when I'm like, do you know what, I'm gonna do it more, I'll get up and I'll do it more. So that's a wee bit sad, but it's the one video I have rewatched huge amount of time just to keep myself lifted and keep myself going and stuff. But yeah, it's not really, I don't know if it's a particularly good video for everybody else, but I like it. It's very American in that you can do this, come on, kind of style. What's your most recent Google search? Now I thought I'd wait till now to do this. And my most recent Google search was actually about London Fashion Week. It's a bit disappointing, isn't it? But yeah, that's my most recent Google search, because I think I was going to consider going, but I'm actually flying home at the end of February, so yeah, I can't be doing that. What's the #1 app you can't live without? Now this is going to be very sad. On my phone, I don't have very many apps. Let me just grab it. I don't have very many apps, but I have 3. Is that allowed? It's not really, is it? #1, I guess it would have to be, recently it would have to be Audible, because I listen to audiobooks when I'm walking to and from work, when I'm on the train to London. I go up to London every Sunday, well not every Sunday but almost every Sunday for dance training. I listen to it a lot, but if I was allowed 3, they're all pretty boring. It would be Instagram, Audible, and a Sudoku game. I love me some Sudoku. Those are the 3 that I use the most, I think. I'm a killer for Instagram. I could sit and scroll all day. I have a real mix of people on there. I've got beauty stuff, I've got health stuff, I've got fitness, I've got James's face just appeared on my screen. I've got quite a few people. I'm a really big fan of Instagram, but I love my Audible. I use it every single day when I'm getting ready, when I'm walking to work, when I'm just bumming around the house and doing stuff. I would be listening to an audiobook.